Alright, thank you.
So just tell us about how this victory and how you managed to win.
Well, I think what's important in this victory is the mindset we had going into the rally. You see, the rally only lasts about 1 hour 45 minutes in competitive stages. But it's the preparation you do before. Even last week we're practicing. The week before we had a practice. We got the car retuned. We made sure we put a lot of time into preparation of the car. So the technical team were very much on point. They really made sure the car was well prepped. They made sure the car was on point. And I think that's what's helped us a lot in this rally. Is the pre-game preparations we put into place, the planning.
You remember last time when you were in Kenya, you failed to make it. Are we expecting more victory from international victories?
Do you want more victories?
Of course.
If you want more victories, I'll give you more victories.
Okay, now, so Rajiv, we understand that now the NCR battle is going to the last line. What do we expect from the next rally upcoming as we end the calendar?
Well, I think for us, we're definitely going to go for it. We had a few issues in Jinja in the last rally. We went into the sugar canes, but I think every rally we drive, we get better and better. We had a bit of unfortunate incidences where we didn't finish 2 or 3 rallies. In Sembabule, we hit a dog in Masaka, which took us out of the rally. The rally before, we had mechanical issues. The rally after that, which was Kasanda, we came 3rd. And finally, after 4 rallies in my first NRC season, I managed to get a victory. And I think that's a statement in its own. That shows we have the ability. Now what is important is to make the ability consistent. And if the ability stays consistent in the same way we drove today, I don't think there's anybody who can challenge us in this country.
Okay, can you give us a brief more detail about the car? Is the specification, and because you've been using it for several rallies and now we are happy that it came out victorious.
Well, I think the car has a Evo 10 engine and it's built on a Polo chassis body, and the chassis is for an Evo 10, which is shortened. That's why you can see here we race as an SPV, which I think next season or the season after we're going to look for an R5. We have our commitment there. We just want to finish a full season in this car. It deserves it. It's done good for us. It's our baby. It's where we started from, and it deserves one full season of competitiveness. Once we have that, then we'll be able to look at an R5 as well.
So Rajiv, you had plans to construct a track for rally. What happened? Oh, what's the progress?
You see, the track is still on. That's not the problem. The problem is when we don't even know what events are coming next year. If you look at Kenya, if you look at Rwanda, the calendars have been released. In Uganda, our calendar is not even released. So how do we go to sponsors? How do we plan to build a track if we don't know what events are potentially there for us? So the onus is not on us. Us as private sector, we move very fast. I build buildings, I build hotels, I build all sorts of things. I set up a rally team in a span of 3 to 4 weeks. Building is the easy part. Investing is the easy part. But if your regulator isn't as fast as you are, we first have to wait for the regulator. We're also looking at sponsorships for next year. And the first question they ask us for sponsorship is, what's the calendar of next year? Now, if we don't have calendars, how do we go and get sponsorships as drivers?
So are there any means to liaise with the regulators according to that?
We're talking to them. We try to tell them, have a deadline by end of month that a provisional calendar should come out. Then by end of November, they should try and release a gazetted calendar to fix it. You see, I think all other sports are opening up now. We have football that's open, basketball that's open. I even saw the UPDF were playing a football game the other day. So everybody's opening up in sports with the SOPs and the guidelines being followed. So as long as that's the case, I don't see, and I think this was a model to see that rally can also open up now. So I don't see any issues in we have Ginger coming up. I don't see any issues. I think going forward, we need to learn to live with COVID and not be suppressed by COVID as human beings.
One question. Right now, you are a champion and you are a star. Yet, Moto Rally is one of the few games in the country. So, which plans do you have for the rising stars, and what message do you say to them? Thank you.
It's a very good question. I think we're waiting for our potential sponsors to get on board. And we have a gift. If the sponsorship goes through, we have a gift. We're actually going to pick the most talented youth driver. And if the sponsorship goes through with the people who we're talking to, one of the plans we have is to buy a car for the most talented driver under our rally team.
Okay, I think that's it.
Thank you.